It's the great.
Hey, great family. Today we're going to talk about how me and Candace knew we were meant for each other. Do you really even know if you're meant for each other?
That's true.
Do you think that when you met me, or you had feelings, that there was a point to where you're like, oh, we're meant for each other?
I'm going to say that I didn't know that we were meant for each other. Or I don't know that it was like, oh, we're perfect, or we're like...
I don't think anybody's perfect for each other.
Yeah, but I can say that for sure there is a piece about our relationship. Or there is a piece about being with you.
Yeah, that's the hugest thing.
I think for me, it's like I wasn't like, oh, we're meant to be together. It was more so I have peace about him.
Me too. I think that's the only way you can figure it out, is if there's a peace, because let's get this straight. When you made the decision to stay with me, and I made the decision to stick with you, was there any doubts? I'll say for me, there's doubts.
Yeah, there was a bunch of questions in my head, like how, like I said, I could always ask when I tell people, it's like, how is this right? How is this gonna work? Like I questioned everything, like in the natural. I was like, how? But even when I questioned how, I always still felt peace about it.
Yeah, same with me. Because there's no use in saying, God, is she the right one? It's like, there's not really a right one. You should know better when it comes through, meeting someone. There's always going to be someone that out there, there's going to be multiple people out there that are compatible with you. The whole job of a wife and a husband is there to help you. They're to help meet the vision that God has put in your heart and to accomplish the things that you're supposed to be accomplishing. And for me, looking at Candace, am I looking at her saying, is she here to accomplish the things that I'm here to accomplish as well? Is she here to help me out? Does she have the qualities that I like? Does she look the way that I want her to look? And there's all these things to where it's like, is she compatible? Does she look the way I want to look? Obviously, looks aren't everything, but I think compatibility is the number one thing. Or like unity. Can you link up with them? Can you believe the same way that they believe? And that's a huge thing. There's so many people out there, not only just Christians being, in a relationship or married with people that don't believe the same way, but even if you're both Christians and you don't have the same doctrine or you understand the same things, or even if you're not a Christian at all, and you both don't believe the same way, if you don't think babies should be up for adoption and the other one does, and just little things, not little things like that, but other things like that, to where like you have to be able to think alike and know that in the long run, that's what's going to help you last. Not the way she looks, not the way he looks, and everything like that.
Yeah, but looks do help.
They do.
Yeah.
It makes it easier.
I mean, you have to have some sort of attraction to the person that you're with. Definitely.
Yeah, if I wasn't attracted to Candace, it would have been tougher for me to want to be with her and stay with her.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you can be smart. You can link up with my vision. You can have the same ideas as me. But if I don't like the way you look, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to take me some time to get to the point where it's like, all right, I don't even care no more.
Yeah. So looks do matter. Like a lot of people say, it's on the inside what counts. But it's like, true, but looks matter.
Yeah, because
it's like, does he take care of himself? Does she take care of herself? Like, does she comb her hair?
Yeah.
Does he comb his hair?
Does she dress nice?
Does he smell nice?
Yeah, clean yourself.
Yeah.
And because for me, if I were to get with a girl that, and I think this for anybody, if you get with a girl, if you're a girl and you get with a man, and you like them because of the way they think and everything on the inside, you end up marrying them, down the line there's going to be so much competition with all the things that you have set up in your mind of how you think your wife should look like and everything like that. If you overlook the looks, like if I overlooked it and Candace didn't look the way that I wanted her to look or act and everything like that, there's going to be women that come around that look the way I want women to look, and then I'm just be like, I need looks right now.
Yeah.
I need looks at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain times where it's like looks matter.
Yeah, that's so true.
But when it comes to knowing that she was the one, I wouldn't even say you ever find out the person that is the one. You figure out the person that works with you.
The person you can be yoked up with. You can be hooked up with. So, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into like the whole unequally yoked thing, but it's like, basically, can he pull like I pull? Can he carry the weight like I can carry the weight? Is he going at the same speed as I'm going? Or can we link up? Because it's like, it would be hard if...
Like if I'm excelling...
Yeah.
And then you're holding me back.
Yeah, because like in the relationship, it's like we should be going the same. And then there's times, I mean, even in the beginning, I felt like your faith level was up here. So that part always.
But there's a different dynamic too when it comes to being married with the husband. He's gonna have a longer view of things.
Yeah. So and that was the thing. It's like he brought me up to speed. So that was one of the things. Is like I was scared because I didn't know that if I was at the level that he was at. So that was my part. That's where I had doubts because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure life out. I'm just trying to figure, my walk with Christ out. I'm just getting it right, and I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stand up to the standards that he needed. But definitely when we got together, it's like he skyrocketed me up, and it helped me get in line with him.
Because the higher the people under you go, the higher you will go, and the higher the people under you go, the higher you'll go. Did I say that twice?
Yeah, so you should
it's that important. It's that important. The higher you go, the higher the people under you go. And the higher the people under you go, the higher you'll go. Because if not, you're going to be holding people back. And at the same time, when we got into a relationship and started focusing on us, and I knew that she was lacking in some areas, it's not like I was in the position saying, oh, I can change her or I can transform her into who I want her to be. I didn't make the decision until I found that she was even to my standard. And I'm sure she didn't even make the decision until I was to her standard. And that's how it should be. We're here to help each other in the end. So I wasn't trying to teach her to be the way that I want her to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just took me feeling around, basically poking around to see if there's any, loose ends or something like that I'm not going to be okay with in the long run. It's really figuring out what's going to work best for you personally.
I think the whole thing too is like how I said, like we had a peace about each other, and it was like I feel like from the beginning of our relationship to the point to when we got married, we were just stepping out on faith for everything. Because it's like we knew what God had planned for our relationship in our covenant. Like we knew what he was going to do for us and what that meant, and we knew it was going to be big, but we weren't seeing a lot of fruit from it, or we weren't seeing anything produced at the moment because we weren't in covenant yet. We were just, we were courting or, dating. So it was like a lot of it was just faith. To be honest. So
yeah,
it's
even like the time when we met to the time we got married, everything was coming against our relationship.
Yeah.
So everything that was coming against us that built our relationship to people that weren't mature, it would have broke their relationship because you have to be able to discern what certain things are. And there was so much that came against us that we knew that was attacks, and stuff in family or stuff in between our relationship or just anything. There's so much that came against it to where we just knew and discerned that this is coming against us as a couple, not things that are telling us to not be with each other. Because all the signs, if we would have took them literal or took them out of the natural and said, you know what, this isn't going to work, that's how it would have been. We wouldn't have been together if we didn't know any better.
Yeah, if we didn't have faith.
Very true. But when it comes to knowing who's the one, if you're out there and you're looking for someone, or if you're already with somebody and you're like, are they the one? Or you're about to marry them. If you're asking yourself, are they the one? Stop asking yourself that question.
They're probably not, if you have to ask yourself, to be honest.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. If you're asking yourself that question, it's a valid question. But at the same time, there's not a single one person out there that God made for you.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying like, I guess if you're saying like, are they the one?
Yeah, because people believe in soulmates or stuff like that.
No.
There's not just one single person out there that's, the only person for you. And that's one thing that changed my perspective completely when I heard that, is that there's not just one single person out there that is not necessarily meant for you, but that can work for you. And that is like, frees up so much in your mind.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what if she's not the right one?
What if she's not the one?
Yeah. don't waste your time trying to figure out who's the perfect one.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to waste your time. You're never going to find the perfect one. Especially if you don't know how to discern certain things. Because, I mean, I've told this to Candace before. There's women out there that look better in my eyes. Mm-hmm. There's women out there that may be smarter. Mm-hmm. But it's not all about that. There's women that can take things. There's other women can't take things the way Candace takes them. There's things that I have to tell her. There's things that I have to go through that she's coming through behind me with. And I tell her too, is like no other girl or woman will be able to handle what you go through because of me being your leader in this life or being your husband. There's so many things that she handles that other women can't handle just because of what she's been prepared for and what she's gone through that's prepared her for a time such as this. Mm-hmm. Basically. Many people won't tell you that. Many men won't tell their wives that. And for us, we're super open. I'm going to be open about the way I think, the way my mind works. And that's how we operate. Mm-hmm. We're super open to each other. It just makes everything a whole lot easier to where we both understand each other. Because a lot of times in a relationship, you're not going to come to an agreement on a lot of things. The best way to handle situations is to have understanding of both each other's mindsets towards things. If I agree on something and she doesn't really agree on it, then it's best to understand why she doesn't agree on it and for her to understand why I, go with it. Understanding is a huge thing. Yeah. Just clears up everything. Because if you do something that I don't like, I'm just like, oh, I understand her. I understand. It's like a child. Like if a child messes up, you understand why they mess up. They're a child. The Bible even says they're fools. They have foolish ways. Foolish ways.
To wrap back around to the question, you said, how did I know you were the one? When we got married.
Basically,
it's like everything's up in the air until that part where you come into covenant. Because it's like, even when he proposed to me, it's like, that's just a proposal. Yeah. It's like, we weren't in covenant. He still could have went off. I could have went off.
With doing a proposal, though, there is a promise there. There's a vow. There's a vow to marry.
But that doesn't mean you have to.
It's not a covenant. But
like you could have left. Like you could have not done it. So. Yeah.
But I'll say this. If I were to choose anybody else that was compatible with me, I can't say life will be much different, to be honest. Same with you.
No, that is true.
And people need to get their mind around that. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm going to go find someone else because there is someone else.
Yeah, so it's like he could have picked somebody else and he still would have had the same outcome had that person be at the same level and following God the way that he's following. So and his life would have still produced. But it's like
it just depends on what you want. Like I want Candace.
Yeah,
it's like we chose each other.
It's a choice. So pick me.
See?
Choose me.
See?
Love me.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's definitely a choice. So it's like, I'm not the only person for him. And I'm not like, out of all the billion people, it was me and I was the chosen one. And no.
I mean,
it's
did
like
choose you.
Well, yeah, but it's like, I'm the one that God chose for you type thing.
Yeah.
No, that's
it's
not how
like
it
God's
goes.
like,
it's like he could have been
with it.
Yeah, he could have been with anybody else. Not just anybody else, but someone that had the same standards, same walk, the same everything. You look different than me, whatever. But she had all the same standards and met all the same standards, and he could still have produced the life that he wanted.
Now, I'm not exactly sure how it went, but
it definitely would have been different.
Yeah, but I think that just gives people a better perspective going into this, or going into marriage, or going into a relationship that don't feel so stuck on, is she the right one? Or is he the right one?
Yeah, because there's always going to be different people in life. Like he was saying, like there's always going to be women who look different than me and look more beautiful or more fit or more this and more that and have more of whatever. And it's like, but that doesn't change the fact that he chose me. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be more of somebody else because I'm not anybody else.
At the same time, if you think about all the external things or anything, like even the way they think or the way they act, there's women out there that may seem like they act better or women that may look better, like we were talking about. But when it comes to those things, you're never going to be satisfied with all those things. If you got a woman just because of the looks, you're not going to be satisfied. Even if you get the best woman you ever think, there's going to come a point to where it's like, You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, can you work out together?
Yeah.
Being able to last all ties into how good you guys communicate and how good you can, I won't even say connect, but how good you work together. What are your intentions? Do you plan to help each other and everything?
Yeah.
I plan to help you out.
I plan to help you out.
See? That's how you find out who's the one.
Yeah.
But we find out who's the one on our wedding day.
Yeah,
like, oh.
But like I obviously, like, in the beginning, once, like, when we hung out or when we talked and got to know each other, it's like I made that decision.
Yeah, we both made the decision that we're done messing around.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for a relationship. So that's really what makes the difference, is your maturity. And I'm not saying maturity like, oh, I'm maturity. I'm maturity.
I'm mature.
But not even saying maturity like that, but I'm saying to the point to where you're done messing around and you're ready for a relationship, you know, going into marriage.
Committed.
Yeah. That's the moment to where you're like, I'm ready. It don't matter looks, it doesn't matter anything else. Can you connect with me? Can you work with me and help me out? Yeah. It's like being a business partner with someone.
That's true.
Is it going to be someone who's going to bite you in the end, steal all your money? Or is it going to be someone who helps you produce?
Yeah.
But you guys, that's how we knew we were the one. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. We're going to enjoy the rest of our day. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty. See you guys. Thanks for watching. We love you guys so much. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. I can feel the power of the grace. It's the grace.